Hi, are you looking for a book that teaches counting, sequencing, days of the week, life cycles, healthy diet, and collage art? Well, this book has it all. If you haven't met before, my name is Dawn. I'm a retired librarian, and today I'm going to share this book with you, some lesson ideas to go along with it, and the learning standards as well. So let's go. So the book I'm going to share today is The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. It is a 32-page picture book with beautiful collage art illustrations. Eric Carle is a must-have for all elementary school libraries and classrooms. To summarize the story is about a little caterpillar that pops out of an egg, and he eats his way through various types of food during the course of a week. And then he builds a cocoon or chrysalis around himself and eventually transforms into a beautiful butterfly. Some of the special components of this book is the classic collage art of Eric Carle, the beautiful illustrations. Also, the pages are cut in a very unique way while he's eating his way across the week. And there is a hole in the page that, implies that the caterpillar is eating the hole through the pages. So that makes the illustrations different from the normal book and catches the student's attention. So why this book works are the colorful and beautiful illustrations and the uniqueness of the pages. Also the predictable patterns of the counting and the days of the week. Students love things that are predictable and patterns. Eric Carle books are always checked out by kindergartners and first graders because many of the primary school teachers use Eric Carle in author studies. So the students are familiar with his books and they come to the library looking for them. And if you use this book in one of your lessons from that week forward, they will always be looking for Eric Carle. I'm just going to read some of the standards to you, but I always put the learning standards and lesson ideas in a PDF file down in the description of this video. So make sure to look for that. But let me read you some of the standards, and the reading standards would be ask and answer questions about key details, retell familiar stories, identify characters, settings, connect the illustrations to the story, participating in conversations, confirming and understanding and describing events under speaking and listening standards, writing standards, informative drawing and writing. You can draw and label the butterfly life cycle. So that would not only touch on a writing standard, but also on science learning standards as well. Narrative sequencing, so that you could do first, next, and last type of activities with your students. Math, there's numbers, sequencing, asking how many, classifying objects, because you could talk about fruits, you could talk about vegetables. You could also satisfy health and science standards by talking about food that is healthy and not healthy. You could create a chart together as a class once you're done reading. Observation of living things, right? Those are science standards, and understanding the life cycle. You could ask questions like, what did the caterpillar eat on Monday? And have students either verbally answer or point to pictures. You can have them retell the story using sequencing cards. You can also satisfy some art learning standards by teaching students about what a collage is and maybe painting paper one week colored paper with different colors on top of it in the way that Eric Carle does it in his illustrations. And then the second week, they can come back and cut up the paper and create their own pictures. During the reading, the students, you could ask them questions like, what is your favorite fruit? And have them turn to their partners and discuss what their favorite fruit is. As part of learning how to find information in the library, you could point out where the Eric Carle books are in the library, maybe in your picture book section under the letter C for the author's last name. You could do an author study about Eric Carle as well. If you choose to do an author study, you could pick out your favorite Eric Carle books, or you could do just maybe two or three different Eric Carle books. You could share different Eric Carle books with the students, talk about how they're the same, how they're different, talk about his style of illustrating. I always like to use the Very Hungry Caterpillar because I do like how the pages are cut out and how the caterpillar eats through the pages, because I think the students really enjoy that component of the book, the design of the book. Maybe you have a favorite Eric Carle book that you used in your lessons. If you do, I'd love to know what it is. Just drop it in the comments. And don't forget, down in the description, I have a link to the PDF for the learning standards and some lesson ideas and activities as well. If you like this content, every week I'll be putting out similar content like this. Look on Friday mornings, I put out a new video, and I will have more book reviews with lessons, activities, and learning standards. So don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time.